So we've all been there. It's nearing the end of the day. You're sat relaxing on the sofa, watching the TV, not really caring about anything. And without warning, suddenly your stomach lets out a low groan, bringing back all of these feelings of hunger that you'd momentarily forgotten. But it's at this point that you remember that you saved some calories for this exact moment. Feeling a sudden burst of energy, you run to the kitchen and excitedly check how many calories you have.
200? What am I meant to do with 200?
So you grab 3 rice cakes and you're left feeling defeated once again. But what about if we go back in time a little bit? What if you weren't left with 200 calories? What if you did have that 800 you were hoping for? It sounds too good to be true, right? Well, a 600 calorie increase probably is, unfortunately. However, it would not actually be out of the question to change that 200 calories for 400, 500, and maybe even 600 calories left for the end of the day. A whole nother 400 calories on top of what you were eating that day. So in this video, I'm going to give my top 3 ways on how we can reliably and consistently increase our maintenance calories to get leaner while eating more food.
The first of these being increasing your step count, and this is one that you can literally do the second that you wake up, and it's usually how I start every single morning, with like a 25 to 30 minute walk, because just doing that on top of what you're already doing, like another 3,000 steps, is going to make a world of difference, especially if you're really not walking at all. If you actually change your step count from around 8 to 12,000, that can boost your maintenance by up to 600 calories from just walking. Like, it's literally just insane. And this number can really be anything that you'd like. It doesn't need to be that kind of magical 10,000 number that you might hear all the time, as it is just a number. I'm at the moment doing 15,000 steps, as I find that that works really, really well for me. But what you do need to remember is more is not always better. As the higher that it gets, you can actually get really kind of fatiguing results from it and get really, really sore legs, and it just makes it really like unenjoyable to actually go and do those steps. Makes it impossible, just not what you want. But let's say that you do want to hit 10,000 steps, that's going to be your consistent number. Might sound like a lot, might sound kind of overwhelming, but literally all it is 5 15-minute walks a day or 4 20-minute walks a day. Like, it's really, if you break it down like that, you absolutely have the time to do it. But I will admit, constantly going for walks just with the idea of trying to get your steps in can get very boring. So what I would say is try and increase the amount of unintentional steps, is what I like to call it, where you're kind of just walking to the shops or walking to the gym. Just getting your steps in without actually realizing that you're getting your steps in makes it so much easier, because yeah, once you've been doing a high step count for a long amount of time, it does get a bit of a slog, especially towards the end of the day when you have another 5,000 steps left and you just need to go on a massive walk. It is quite boring. And if you want to take this one step further, what you can start doing is the kind of meaningless steps. Now, these are really good whenever you know that you're going to be a low step count at the end of the day, and it can be done literally anywhere. It's super simple, maybe looks a little bit weird, but yeah, doesn't matter too much. It's more or less just walking in a circle or walking in a loop, just walking around your room, and can be done again literally anywhere, like while you're watching the TV. A really good one is while you're resting in the gym, just walking around, or even while you're making some food. Like, you can literally do it anywhere and can help rack up those steps super quickly.
For method number 2, we're just simply going to want to build more muscle. Now, it's very easy to say that, but putting it into practice is much more difficult. You've got to be on top of your training and, most importantly, your nutrition. So I'm going to show you a couple things that I like to do for both of those.
Right, boys, we've just arrived at the gym. Now we're training legs today, and when it comes to training legs, a lot of people can find it super boring, really repetitive, which it definitely can be, but it really actually doesn't need to be. 3 exercises is all that you need, so I'm just going to show you the absolute best 3 that you can do, starting with, first of all, our barbell back squat. reps are done, pretty happy with that. Didn't quite manage to get the 6th rep on the 2nd set, but we're gonna move on, keeping along the quad train onto some quad extensions. So again, we're doing 2 sets just here, and I like to go a little bit higher rep ranges, probably around 8 to 10 for these sets. Then for a 3rd exercise, hitting a muscle group that a lot of people tend to neglect or forget about, our hamstrings. We're sitting on the lying leg curl, again, 2 sets, similar to the quad extension, around 8 to 10 reps. Can believe it, that is literally all that we need. Just those 3 exercises and you will build some absolutely crazy legs. Ideally, we'd hit some calves, some adductors, some glutes, maybe a little bit more hamstrings, but if you're just going for a super quick session, those 3, bang them out, get as strong as you can, and you'll build some absolutely insane legs. So now that we're back from the gym, session is all wrapped up, we can deal with everyone's favorite part, the food. Now, for a good post-workout meal, what a lot of people don't actually realize is you need a lot more than just the protein. We actually really want to keep it high carb as well, because that's actually going to help us recover. Fats, we don't need to worry about as much. It's not going to be really that bad if you have high fats, but we're really just wanting to focus on high protein, high carbs. It's going to help us recover fully. So with that information, you can make your own post-workout meal, or you can follow along with this. It takes 5 minutes to make. It's literally 6 ingredients, and it's got over 60 grams of protein. It's absolutely perfect. Super simple. You're just going to need some skyr, some medjool dates, some frozen fruit, 50 grams of oats, and then some honey just over here. We've got some oats, I'm using 50 grams. You can use whatever you'd like. I'm going to fill this up with some water and then chuck it on the hob. And while our oats are cooking, we're adding 45 grams of skyr to a bowl. And what I like to add to this is a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of salt. And what you can do is make this super, super flat, mix it all together. And then once it's all mixed in together, I like to chuck in a little bit of 0-calorie maple syrup. Then once that's nice and smooth, we can go in with 200 grams of mixed frozen fruit. You can use any frozen fruit that you like. We've got just a berry mix just here. I like 200 grams, but you can use, again, however much that you like. 199, that will do. Then after that, we're going in with 3 medjool dates. This is around 36-ish grams. That's how much I like to use. So we're gonna chuck these guys in. I'll weigh them out just in case that we're gonna be a little bit over or even a little bit under. So we've got 10 grams, 17 grams. I like to just break them up as well because you can absolutely like demolish these so quickly. There we go, that's 30. 36 and 38. Very nice. Okay, awesome. And then what we should have just over here is our oats should be looking very, very nice. Now I like to use water, but you can go in with milk or almond milk or really whatever you'd like, but I think water works super, super well. I like to go low and slow, and then yeah, you see that kind of texture. That's the exact texture that I like. We'll take this off and then add this to our bowl just here. Then the final things we want to add is 20 grams of honey, and this can literally just go everywhere. I like chucking the majority of it though over the frozen fruit. I feel like that makes it so, so good and kind of gives it this like sticky texture over the top. There we go, 19, and can we get exactly 20? That's going to be a little bit over 21, pretty good. Then the final thing that we're going to add is some powdered peanut butter, which if you combine with just a tiny bit of water, It literally makes straight up peanut butter that is pretty much just all protein. Like, it's absolutely insane. Literally just going to drizzle this in the middle. Then the final thing, which we're going to add to pretty much every single meal, is just a tiny little bit of salt just over the top. And then we have it, literally just 5 minutes, over 60 grams of protein. Super, super easy. Now, what you can do is eat this just now, or what I actually like to do is just leave it in the freezer for about an hour or so. And what that's going to do is kind of solidify all of the textures, combine all of the flavors. It just makes it so, so good. And what we can do in the meantime is have a look at our third way on how we can increase our maintenance calories.
That is using cardio. Now, I don't really feel like I need to get into too depth into this, as I'm sure you guys know that doing cardio burns calories, but what you should do if you're trying to reliably increase your maintenance is do it consistently. Do it every single day or every second day, or have like a set amount of days per week that you're actually doing it, rather than doing one super, super big thing and then being completely burnt out for the rest of the week. And what I thought that I'd show is my preferred method, which is definitely skipping. Now, this you can literally bring anywhere, you can do it anywhere, and it burns a crazy amount of calories. Like 10 minutes can burn almost 150 calories. So I'm going to show you guys what I usually do for my skipping. So this is the app that I like to use. It's actually a boxing timer, which is pretty like equivalent with the skipping. I do 3 rounds, 3 minutes, and then 1 minute of rest in between. And I tell you what, that 1 minute of rest goes by so quickly. Let's go. Change it up, going like 1 foot at a time, doing some crossovers. Yeah, and don't think that you need to do it all in one hour. Just try and go for as long as you can, and if you stop, it's not the end of the world. Just keep it going. Okay, set 1 done. Definitely recommend wearing shoes and probably also like a long sleeve top, because with these skipping ropes they can whip you and it's really sore. Final round just now. Let's go. Oh my days. So there we have it. On my days, I'm absolutely fried. 10 minutes can literally completely wreck you, and if you don't have 10 minutes in the day, you're just lying to yourself. Like, easily that's going to burn 100 calories. Super, super simple, super, super good. And you know what that means? Cardio is done, so we can finally go and have that meal that we just made.
And there we have it, 3 ways on how you can naturally increase your calorie maintenance. Look at this guy after being left in the freezer for an hour. Oh my days, I cannot wait to tuck into this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Hit the like and the subscribe if you did. We've got plenty more videos coming, so please keep an eye out for those. Remember, be brave, be true, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go.